Hello and welcome to this session. In the previous session you might remember that we've done mixed fractions. So how do we go from an improper fraction to a mixed fraction and then back again? In this session we're going to be looking at how we can add and subtract fractions. Now the way that I'm going to do that is a little bit different to how I've taught these other lessons. I'm going to use a little bit of a flow chart. Okay? Now we start with a logic gate, and that logic gate says are the denominators the same? Now remember, the denominator is the bottom number in a fraction. So if we're faced with a fraction such as 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3, we would say that yes, the denominators are the same. So we're going to go along to yes, and the process for that is nice and simple. We add numerators. I would write it all out, but we've got time for that. So when we add the numerators, 1 add 1 is 2, so our answer is nice and simple, 2 over 3. If the denominators are the same, we leave them be. We don't change them, and that carries over to the answer. Now what if we're given something slightly different? What if we're given something more like 3 over 4 plus 2 over 5? Well, you can see quite clearly that the denominators aren't the same, so now we need a different flow. So no. The process for that is we multiply the denominators together. Okay? So we multiply denominators. And what that does is it gives us a different fraction to work with. It's the same fraction, it's just different and easier to work with. So the denominators will become 20. Now because we've done that, because we've changed the denominator, we have to change the numerator as well. And this is a very important rule. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Likewise, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So to get the 20 from 4, we have to multiply by 5. Therefore, we have to multiply 3 by 5. Sometimes you might hear this referred to as cross multiplication, like that. So we do 3 multiplied by 5, gives us 15. And then we do 4 multiplied by 2, which gives us 8. We can add those together now, because all the denominators are the same. Yes, so we can just add the numerators. That gives us 23 over 20. Does that look okay to you? Is that a proper fraction? It's not, it's top heavy, it's an improper fraction. This question might have asked, give your answer in simplest form. So what do we do? Well, remember the last session, we converted that into a mixed fraction. So what we do, how many times does 20 go into 23? Just once. Big 1. What's the remainder? 3. So that becomes our new numerator, and the denominator will stay the same. That is how we add our fractions. Subtraction is the same thing. A lot of people get upset when they're dealing with fractions and subtractions. That's because they think that there is a different method that you would have to use. There isn't. All that you do is you follow this flowchart just the same, except at the very end, you take away. So if you were faced with this, you would just take away 8 from 15, which would give you 7. So your answer would be 7 over 20. The hardest part about adding and taking away fractions is if the denominator is different. But all that you need to do is make sure that you turn the denominators the same by multiplying them together, and then you just have to remember to cross multiply those numerators, and that will give you your answer. I hope that you found this helpful. Please stay tuned for more.